Hi everyone, this is Melissa with The Creative Season, welcoming you in for a few minutes of creating and talking. My heart behind these YouTube recordings is to encourage you to take time in the margins of life to create and add to the beauty in your sphere of influence. It doesn't have to take long to relax and create a small, lovely painting for yourself or a loved one. Moving into the fall has given me a bit of energy, inspiration, motivation back after the hot and humid summer, and I'm so grateful for that. We're painting a cozy autumn home with traditional fall colors today, and I hope you love it. I apologize for the lighting being a bit quirky. I am settling into my new apartment here in New York City, and there's been a few technical difficulties. In spite of that, I hope you enjoy the video, and hoping the change of season is bringing inspiration to your life as well. Hi everyone, well we're back with a new season of the creative season. We're painting fall today, and it's been so much fun to have just a bit of a break, and I've been just thinking about a lot of things, and I had a big move, and I just realized I am gonna have to take a bit of a break and get everything settled, and I'm actually painting on the floor because the studio isn't quite set up, and I'll talk more about that in the future, but I just wanted to start out and start painting, getting back into fall. I actually was thinking about my favorite phrase of fall. Autumn teaches us the beauty of letting things go, and I wrote that down precisely before spilling a bunch of water on the sketch. So we are letting go of having a perfect sketch, as well as it's going to turn out to be a little bit of a wet on wet. You might see the water buckling here a little bit. And I just thought I would do a fun intro video, kind of welcoming you into fall. Fall officially started last month, but we are starting our fall series now here in October. And if you're like me, perhaps, I love fall. I love the spring. I find it's funny that the two seasons most of us call our favorites are so short, right? It's just now turning to fall here in New York. And we've had a lot of rain, but it was kind of warmish. And this week it started feeling like, oh, put an extra blanket on at night, and pull on your sweater, and even maybe a light scarf. And I was thinking of just the things that we let go in seasons of transition. And I think every change brings letting go, and letting go can have a sense of sadness or just an emotional depth to it, and you feel just kind of weird and funny as you're letting things go. And they could be physical things. I'm moving to a much smaller space. One of the things I had to let go was my art studio, and realizing I'm going to have a little corner. And I've done that many times before. I've only had a studio this last apartment that I was in, and so just letting go of expectations and letting go of closet space. It's kind of funny the things we have to let go, and but that there can be a lot of beauty though in there too. So I am really looking to find the beauty in this season. Next week we're going to talk about finishing up and why fall is such a beautiful time for finishing things. But I thought I might just reflect as I paint this picture of a fall home, and I have been working on some Christmas things. Of course, we're not going to talk too much about that today, but that always does put me in the mood of cozy homes in the cool weather, and I do a lot of painting around that during the holiday time. And so I just thought I want to do a fall one, and I wanted to let go really too of perfection, of really when I was coming back into the season, and I really wanted to up the YouTube production, and that is not going to happen as fast as I wanted it to. And I thought I'm going to just have to let that go and let go of some of those plans, but just kind of get back into things anyways, in spite of not having everything just how I want it. And there can be a lot of joy in that. So I was wondering too, I will add that in the show notes, what are the things that you're letting go of, and where is the beauty? I know I can get myself into a bit of a I realize I can make myself sad, right, by focusing on the loss. And there is actually beauty in letting things go, because we can only really embrace the new seasons in our lives if we let some of the old things go. And I know it's taken me an awful lot of time to learn that in my life. So again, some of the things I'm just reflecting on as I'm entering into just transitioning. And at first I thought, is this like a spring season because everything's new? But honestly, I am very much into a autumn season right now in my own life, as well, as I feel like I'm letting more things go than kind of embracing the newness. And I'm determined that I'm going to find the beauty here. I'm going to find the beauty. In fact, when I'm putting together the project right now, I do a thankful home every Thanksgiving, and that is only on my website. It's usually, it's a free course, but it's longer, and I'm a little bit more personal with that course. And this year, I really want to create a season of thankfulness, like not just in the week of Thanksgiving, but really incorporate it in the next several weeks through Thanksgiving. So, and you know what, I realized I didn't bring my orange palette over, so I'm just going to make, if you can see my palette, I'm going to go ahead and just make an orange. If you're painting with me, I am using raw umber. I have done a very casual sketch. I've got a twiggy wreath. You can see with my pumpkins down here, I actually, I was so casual and letting go of perfection that I actually forgot to put the pumpkins on first before I did the bottom of the house. So I'm just going to paint over that. And there's going to be some mess ups in this one, but I am fine with that. This is kind of, I've done a couple of little fall homes, but I'm kind of thoroughly embracing this season this week. I'm going to add I just mixed, basically I took a pink and a yellow and I mixed that together, and so I'm going to go ahead and just set down some of my pumpkin colors here, and I'm just kind of color blocking. I've got my browns down. I'll work on probably the tree a little bit next, and then I'll do a bit of the house. I'm probably going to add just a little bit of maybe yellow ochre, just to give it a little bit more of a pumpkin-y feel there. There we go. So I'm going to add that there. And I will say, one of the fun things about New York is there's all these like little expensive but little grocery stores, and some of them are just decked out for fall. And so one of these weeks I'm going to have to do a little farmer's market. It's not a farmer's market. It's actually like, it looks like it though, the way this particular grocery store, mini mart, a lot of them are specialty stores. I have never seen so many stores with like specialty cheeses. Like, it's a mini grocery store that's like 25% of its cheese, which is just crazy to me, but a lot of fun to wander through. I'm going to go ahead and do some leaves over here that are being let go from the tree. I've been working on some writing projects too, so I've just kind of been working on things like a little squirrel and just kind of keeping them away in my hard drive or in my file folder of artwork, and realize, okay, I have to start planning things out. This has not been the best season of planning, I will say right now. I have learned a lot about my ready fire aim approach to life sometimes, and has shown up to be a bit problematic. But I've had to let go of that too. As I continue to, all we can do is learn from our mistakes, our miscalculated approaches, and keep on going, right? So I'm using this season, I will say, sometimes I have a really particular palette. I will say that last year I had a lot of magentas and pinks, and I am going back to more traditional colors this season, and I'm adding in some more blues, though kind of like a dark blue, a bit of a muted blue. I'm gonna add some water to that. Some gray blues that I've really been seeing around, and I've been enjoying the contrast between blues and oranges. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make this house a blue home, and I'm thinking about the door, what color I want to make that. I'm not sure. I think I might actually, maybe I'll make it just a bolder blue is what I might end up doing. That's obviously, I guess I'm committing. We're gonna do a nice blue door. I have discovered some new interior decorators on Instagram, or just artists of different sorts. You know, there's one lovely woman who has a farm. I think it's Pantry Hill is the name of it. I had read about her in Victoria magazine, which is such a beautiful magazine full of elegance and beauty and slow living, a gracious living, I think they call it. But I always think it's, that kind of slow down, and slow down approach to life. She has a beautiful farm up in Saratoga Springs, and some of the pictures of her farm were just beautiful. She does pie making classes. They're very elegant pie making classes a couple times a year. They are like all sold out, because I thought, well, gosh, I'm kind of close to that. And so I think they're all sold out for the whole year, which is kind of fun when you think about it, that many people are interested in making pies. And so I am definitely going to be making some pies. Once I get everything settled, they're not going to be as fancy as hers, I don't think. However, I did see someone, and I'm going to have to look through. It was something I saved either on Instagram or Victoria Magazine, where you know those fancy pie toppings, like it's crust, but they're like in different leaf shapes. Someone had shown on Instagram that they just used cookie cutters, like fall cookie cutters of leaves, and cut the cookie cutters of pie dough and set it on top. And I thought, well, that's brilliantly simple. It's just brilliant in its simplicity, because I thought people were like hand designing things, these very fancy pie topping things. Anyways, I can't even think of the right name, but that is one of the fun things I am going to be doing this fall once the little cozy kitchen is set up. So while I'm letting go of the more spaciousness that I've had in the past, I am embracing the coziness that sometimes comes a little bit easier. I'm going to do the chimney next. When you have a small space, because there's just less decisions to make to a certain extent. You don't have as much space to play in, so you're not going to have as much furniture. Everything has to stay a little bit neater, otherwise it turns into total chaos. So I am embracing the simplicity of smaller living, the coziness. I'm going to embrace the fact that it's going to be a little bit cramped, because you know I brought all my books with me to New York. Naturally, as one does, I'm going to add a little bit of red here. I'm actually going to make the mat that same lovely maroon that the chimney is, just because we want to spread our colors around. And also I'll put some in the tree. I don't even know how long we're supposed to be doing these paintings. In 15 minutes or less is the tagline. I think we're probably close to hitting 15 minutes, but also just a reminder too, if it's been a while since you've painted, I'm actually, just so you know, besides full-on paintings like this, we're going to do some fun projects that you'd include table cards, bookmarks, other things that are really, I call functional art, where we're really enjoying the gift of creating. And it's such a blessing, especially after busy weeks sometimes, to just come home and do some simple creating, but that functional part of creating where you are then sharing it with others and encouraging others through sharing a bit of beauty in their world. So those projects are going to be coming up soon. I'm just going to go ahead over here. I'm going to do a little bit of splattering, because I don't know if I'm actually going to do a sky. If I do, it's going to just be a very light blue sky. Light. So I'm going to grab a little bit of blue. I'm going to water it down actually a lot. And I'm going to just almost like a wash, and just do a wash. It's almost a gray blue that I'm doing. And a little bit more. And we're going to come back over here. I maybe should have done those splatters, but that's okay. I'm just doing a hint of a wash, so I don't have a white background. And I'm going to just leave that there. I kept this painting. You can see everything's a bit cramped. Kind of maybe that's just how I'm feeling right now. A little bit cramped. So I really made that the house is taking up almost the whole painting. The tree is edged right up to the tape. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to take that brown that's on the roof. And I used a bit of burnt umber and Sierra brown. And I'm going to go around here, and I'm just kind of wiggling my brush. I want to create this sense of dirt, of a little bit of shadow. I'm not even going to bother to try to create a path or anything like that today. This is just, we're easing back into the beauty of fall. Yes, the beauty of letting things go, but I would also say the beauty of just that energy that comes with fall, right? There is something that happens in the fall where it is, and we'll talk more about this next week, I just feel like fall is for finishing things too. And what can we do before the end of the year, before we just go absolutely bonkers as the year comes to a quick close, as it often does. Okay, I'm just looking to, what do I need to finish up? I'm going to take that same yellow orange that I was creating with the red and the bit of pink. I'm going to make some more. You might just keep needing to add yellow to your red or to your pink, whatever you're using. I'm using a little bit of both to get the color you want. And I'm going to just add my fall bow, because this is a beautiful fall wreath with some twiggies, a lot of twiggies. I'm going to even add in a little bit of color right in here, and I'll add in brown as well. I'm going to go ahead and top off a little bit around my oranges. My pumpkins, the orange on my pumpkin is what I meant. I'm gonna grab brown for the stem of the pumpkins, and I'm just gonna dab that in, and hopefully you make sure your house or the background is dry enough so that you don't let the color sink in, right? And then start merging into the house, which is never what we want. I am gonna do some brown splatters up on the roof just to give it some fun. I'm gonna grab some of that yellow and splatter a little bit on the house too, because that's fun. And we're being very loose and letting go really of any sense of perfectionism as we ease back into painting, that practice of every week coming out with a painting. It is so much fun to see the collection of work grow. And it is amazing what you can accomplish with just a little bit of time every week, right? I think that I'm always surprised by that things can definitely get better and grow and produce just in a few minutes every week. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me as I was going to be a little bit more formal on this video, but I just wanted to share some of my thoughts, some of the changes in my life, some of the ways I'm embracing beauty in this season of letting things go and reflecting on the beauty that is fall. It is truly a beautiful time of year. I hope you are enjoying the season wherever you are. I hope there are pumpkins in your home and there is cozy days and scarves and sweaters and bundling up on the couch with loved ones and just joy. I hope that you're experiencing the joy of the season of autumn, and I can't wait to see you again. We are going to have such a fun fall and holiday season with our paintings every week. All right, I will talk to you very, very